here wherever you're watching, whether you're watching it on replay or on any other alternative source here. Of course, we are from the Haverhold, and of course we are broadcasting across the whole of the entire nation and the network of Cambridgeshire, Suffolkshire. Does that make any sense? Suffolkshire, or actually just Suffolk for now. And of course we'll be talking transport here. Even if you're watching on replay, we'd still like to hear from you. And the reason why I've got my hat on, by the way, it's nothing to do with transport, although I had to transport to actually get to buy one of these actually, and it was absolutely amazing that I was able to transport myself to a location to get this hat on, and it's keeping my head warm. Never mind that, but yeah, so of course we've got a poll running right now talking on transport here. If anybody does want to comment on the poll, or even just on this point here, vote on the poll as well. So we're looking for people to come on and say their views tonight, and we'll be here until about 9 o'clock or just after, depending on how many viewers turn up, how many viewers and of course passengers on our sort of system here on our platform of touring with us. Of course we are live and exclusive here for a one-off special here. I don't know if it's going to be a regular. Do let us know. Was that you that voted in the background, Julian? It was you, just to let me know. At least you let me know on that. 100% the poll is so far. It could change any time between now and the end of the show. Should taxi firms reduce the prices, as people are now using them as in taxis due to the crisis of bus crisis? So of course we're having an issue in the Cambridgeshire and the Suffolk area concerning the Haverhill 13 and the 131, ladies and gentlemen. And I need to talk to Julian for a second here. Giuliano, can you send someone a link? You know who I mean. So yeah, I will be sort of reading out this as best as I can due to the recent article from Thursday the 3rd of November 2022, and it's of course this article here that I'm going to read to you. Of course, one of the bus drivers I actually know, I think there's two of them that I know there, and they have been spotted. I don't know if they knew anything about it. But yeah, one of them's Gary, and I think one of them's Matt, I think. So a big shout out to them anyway. Okay. What's the matter? To Strawberry. You know who I mean, Julian. Send a link, a YouTube link. Okay, we've got one moderator in the chat now, which is of course Julian Plum, otherwise known as Fruit here. Please stay with the one that you're on. Please give us a like if you can, and that would help boost the channel in a great way, as you well know. Come and say hello to us as well. Come and tell us your view as well. We'd like to hear from you wherever you are watching. So yeah, it'd be nice to hear from everybody watching that are concerned about bus routes here. I will read some of people's comments here. These are comments coming from the Haverhill and Local News, which is on the Haverhill and Local News group page, and of course it's on the Facebook. So I'm going to send that link on to that area there, and the link is actually on the People's group as well. We're sharing it everywhere tonight, and let's hope we get some interest from all over the place as well, wherever you're watching tonight, and we'd like to hear from you there. I think Julian's a little bit, or Giuliano as I say to speak, is very slow on the intake there. So I have sent the link out to people. It's up to people to tune in as of now. Come and say hello to us and tell us your view and your verdict on the Haverhill 13 and 131 service, which is affecting a lot of people, but we're hearing different stories as well. I will tell you this before we go on and read the article, because I need to work out how to read it actually. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight, wherever you are joining us. Let us know where you are watching tonight, whether you're watching in Haverhill or outside of Haverhill and that kind of thing. So yeah, as far as one bus driver has told me, who has been speaking to me recently, and of course that bus driver, I'm not going to say too much about too many bus drivers, apart from if they want me to give them a shout out by any means. If they do want to come forward and have an interview with us on Touring With Us, they are by all means welcome to do so. If they are watching right this minute, I want to give them all a shout out, all the ones I know, and of course I do hope they stick to their job and stay with their job as well. But one of them in particular said to me the other day, I can't remember what day it was, but of course he said that in January, yes, January, when apparent changes are going to be happening. So of course if you watch this on the replay when it's sort of in the future, then things might have changed from this day onwards. Okay, remember this is Friday the 4th of November 2023. That's the date that you're watching now. And when the changes that are apparently going to happen on the January in 2023, got to get used to saying that year, and of course the changes are obviously, well, we're not told what they are yet. Okay, we haven't heard anything what the changes will be, whether anything's going to be tweaked or not, but we are told that prices are going to be reduced from January, something around about that sort of area, in 2023 to £2 coming from the Haverhill bus station to Cambridge. And that's going to happen, according to one bus driver that told me recently, okay, from January to March. Okay, remember where you heard that. Okay, so yeah, from January to March there's going to be a rate of £2 to get to Cambridge. That is to get people on board. And I was speaking to a member of the public earlier today, and he said, oh, that's going to get people on the bus, you know, to get to Cambridge. They think they can get a cheaper rate than a taxi fare. So I'll be talking about taxis in just a moment, as that is the main poll at this moment of time. Come and have a go at the poll, by the way. And if you think that, of course, people that are using taxis to go up, for example, Millfields Way up towards, of course, the Shetland Road and the Chalkstone Way, which people are screaming out at this moment of time, and of course, yes, you know, should people get a reduced fare for using taxis due to the bus crisis? Do let us know your thoughts, and of course have a go at the poll. So far one person has had a go at the poll. It could change within the hour whatsoever. So of course this article now I will read, and if you have any comments that you know you can think of that has risen up in your minds right now, come and let us know about it. Come and drop us a comment, come and say hello. Don't be shy about it, because we are open to everyone here, and of course we'd like the public to come out and tell us their views. This is an open platform. I can't say the word sometimes. This is an open platform, right? Okay, to come and have your views about transport in terms of buses, anything really. Here we open it, well, basically we open it to all kinds of things, you know, relating to transport. Okay, hopefully that you can get the gist of that. So of course this article reads, of course, coming from the Haverhill Echo of Thursday, November the 3rd, 2022. Of course the headline of course, is saying in big letters here, not capitals, but saying in big letters, poorly designed bus route change rolled out in town. Of course, this is the article by Camille Berryman. Okay, and of course, for more information, if you've got an article that you'd like to publish, of course, Camille.Berryman at I think it's illifepublishing.co.uk. So yeah, bus route changes in Haverhill come under fire after some services were dropped and a poorly designed new route introduced in changes which took effect on Sunday. Stagecoach East have redrawn its unsustainable X13, 13A, 13B and 13C services. Excuse me. And of course, while the 13th service route has been revised to provide a direct and faster link between Haverhill and Cambridge. At the same time, the operator has introduced a new hourly town service, as in a bus service of a town use, the 131 to run Monday to Saturday. As part of the changes, the new 13 route no longer goes round the southern part of the Haverhill or along Howe Road, while new 131's town service is basically a one-way service, according to Town Councillor John Burns. If you live, say, at Burton End, you need to catch a bus to Sainsbury's and change or stay on the bus to get to the town centre, which firstly will go around most of the town before getting there. A journey time of some 30 to 40 minutes on what is possibly a 10-minute walk for most, according to Councillor Burns, who feels himself the new circular route is poorly designed. Stagecoach East has said it introduced the new timetables to reflect post-pandemic travel patterns, adding, bus use in the UK has only partly recovered since the pandemic. He goes on to say, we have been working with Rebase local bus networks to take account of the changes in people's travel habits, lower passenger numbers, rising costs and labour changes. This will ensure we can provide a sustainable network and that we hope can grow over the longer term. That's according to a spokesperson of Stagecoach East, which also added, we were pleased to be able to introduce the new 131 service to serve Haverhill Town and have tried our best to make this route as close as the old 13 town service as possible. They go on to say they always aim to make journey time on their buses competitive with that of a car to ensure greater passenger numbers. The old 13 route acted as a town bus for Haverhill as well as an inter-urban link to Cambridge, which created a very long journey time. They have managed to reduce the journey time from Cambridge to Haverhill by roughly 15 minutes with the new 131 route. Of course, they finally say they are committed to the communities they serve and always welcome customer feedback to improve their network. So, yeah, sorry. Have you got any specials? No, I haven't at the moment. No, I'll sort that in a minute. So, yeah, we're going to have to introduce you to someone in just a moment. Just interrupted me right at that point there where, of course, I was talking about Stagecoach, of course, and saying that, of course, they are committed to the communities that they serve and always welcome customer feedback to improve their network. So, of course, yes. Personally, I haven't actually sent my feedback, but of course, I don't know if anybody listening and watching now wants my feedback, but of course, my feedback is always wrong according to, of course, some people. Not all people, but of course, yeah, it might be wrong in so many levels. We have had a different answer to the poll right now. It's the first time I've done a poll like this for a long time, because I've got the laptop here, as you can probably see in the background. I've got the laptop with me so I can see people's comments on other pages as well. So it's 50-50. Some people think that taxi driving, taxi firms should not reduce their prices. So that doesn't really make sense. And whoever said that, come and tell us why. I would like to hear from you on that note. So any transport issues, do let us know. So of course, if there is any bus driver watching right this minute, tell us any latest updates here. Is traffic running smoothly? That's what we want to hear. Righty63, FEU, what does that mean? I don't know. So yeah, I haven't seen you on here for a long time, but very good evening to you all. It's like when we first started out touring with us, it really is. But we do have our moderators in place, so keep spamming to a minimum tonight. Otherwise you will get timed out. But anyway, we'll continue as we are. So there you go. Right, let's have a look at some of the views that people are telling us. Petrol prices go up the same as everyone else. Absolutely right. Thank you very much for your view there. And thank you very much for popping by. It's a long time since we've seen you. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. I don't think I've ever met you in person, but of course it's nice that you have come back to join us here as we've grown in numbers of people cramming in to watch us now, and of course especially watch about the transport issues as well as other things that we do besides that. So we can talk about train issues as well. We can talk about anything transport related. So we're covering all bases here. So thank you very much for your comment there. Of course, some guy called Paul on the Haverhill and Local News said, of course, the company which is, of course, apparently causing this mess at the moment. I don't know whether it's all bus companies doing the same thing, but of course, I'm only telling opinions from other people. I'm not saying my own opinion necessarily, because it may well be wrong. Okay, and I don't want to turn this show in particular into a politics sort of note, but I want people's opinions. Whether I agree with them, I will not say either way of the coin, but I would just thank you so much for your comments. As long as you are polite and friendly to us, we will be friendly in return. So of course, this guy Paul says Stagecoach is a bloody joke. Shall I say that? It's a little bit before the watershed. I think I'll be all right with that. I hope I'll be all right with that. But it's only what somebody said. He said his wife has been trying to get home after a long day at work, but couldn't get on the last bus, and now having to stand on a very packed bus and sort this. I can't say the rude word out there. It's S and a T on the end of it. Sort this S and a T out. Stagecoach is not good enough. Open your eyes and restart the old service. You can clearly see that this new timetable is not working. What timetable are you watching? Are you watching or looking at the online one, or the one that is printed on the wall by the Suffolk County Council? So there's two separate timetables that are confusing a lot of people at this moment of time. So of course, be aware of that. And of course, I've been told that bus drivers have a completely different timetable. They're sticking to their timetable, and of course, people are getting confused with two other timetables. So, which one is which? I would say, personally, in my opinion, phone up Stagecoach. If you don't get an answer, what else can you do? But yeah, but that's what I personally do, although I haven't done it myself. But you can try it, you know, and see what answer you get. It'd be interesting to see how many people have phoned up, you know, Stagecoach regarding that issue. But of course, I'm sure they've had flooded of phone calls and emails all over the place. And it doesn't help, obviously, Matt Hancock leaving, going to I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. But that's another thing altogether. We'll have to just get on with it, and no matter who is taking place, I don't know who is our MP now. Does anybody actually know? If you know, let us know. Debbie Alga on that group says, of course, last night it took nearly 2 hours to get from Drummond Street to Hayville Sainsbury's. Wow, that's a long time. Yeah, so of course many people are in the same boat, according to Leslie on that group as well. If you want to see these actual comments, go on to that group for more information, so you've got an idea who are telling the sort of comments. And many people are on the same boat, so to speak. I'm having to wait over an hour for my IH rather than attempt to get a bus. Unfortunately, Stagecoach won't see your post on here. Interesting there. So yeah, maybe there are some drivers that will see your post on there, I don't know. But of course, so she goes on to say, so I haven't already, please complain via Twitter, their online form, etc., as that is the only thing that they are likely to listen to and react to. That's very interesting as well. Have we had any more comments come through? So yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the chat here. Do bear with me here. It's not really coming up there. Strange, isn't it? So apologise about that. So yeah, Gary Davies, hopefully the train strike will be over soon. Thank you very much for that as well, because we are sort of varied sort of transport. What is Julian doing? That's Giuliano from the, of course, the important show, the essential show of a nice and relaxing. So yeah, we've called it Essential Transport Show. Is that a good name to really grab your attention? So yeah, if you're not familiar with me, just by the way, I am the founder and of course host of many shows, live broadcasts occasionally, which we haven't done for a while, but of course we will get to do them at some point. And of course mainly we've been focusing on visiting spoons and things like that. I thought I'd do a quick break in between the main show talk, but I'll come back to that in just a minute. But of course I just wanted to do a show promo right now regarding what we do here on the channel, which is basically a variety of things, which of course may be of interest to the public, and it does require us to transport. So without that, you know, this is the key kind of platform that we want to use here regarding something that is quite essential, really. So yeah, we do visit a lot of spoons. If there is a spoons near you that of course we have not yet visited, come and let us know about it.
Right, let's get a spoon in there.
Oh, okay, and just bear with us just 1 second. We need to get the splitter in the machine. So excuse me while I cough it away. I've got to take this out really. Should do it. Have you got the splitter? No, you haven't, have you?
No.
You need to get the splitter.
Right.
Okay, bear with us. So I'll put that back in for a second. Yeah, it's because Julian needs to come on and have a chat with us. So yeah, I've not seen you on the chat before, Gary. So where are you watching from? Do let us know in the comments where you are watching from. What device are you watching from? What town are you watching from? Have you heard about the news, of course, of the poorly designed bus route rolled out in the town of Haverhill in Suffolk. Well, the Haverhill to Cambridge route, of course, which is the newly stored timetable. And apparently there's going to be, if you are just switching on now, that of course you need to know this very carefully, and people do need to know this and need to use these buses to make a point out to of course these bus companies. And of course the important thing to know, which of course is important for this show as well, that's why it's called Essential Transport Show, with of course Nicolini, if you want to call me that. So the important thing to know, as I mentioned earlier, just for those switching on, is that from January to March, Haverhill to Cambridge, starting at the Haverhill bus station, will be £2, probably a day rider, I think that's what they call it. So yes, if you want to return from Haverhill to Cambridge, according to the bus driver, that's the only inside information I've got so far. Any other than that, we'll keep you updated and right bang up to date as best as we can. So, from January to March, there will be a £2 fixed rate. So, if you want to get on the bus on the 13 to Cambridge, there will be a fixed rate of £2 to get to Cambridge, just to get passengers on board again. So, that would be absolutely great. But it won't be awful, it'll be totally the opposite of that. It'd be great. So yeah, let me just fiddle this in whilst I sort the bizzo out. Hopefully you can still hear me. So you've got that, we've got my one in. Is that better sound? Hopefully that's better sound for you guys out there. So yeah, thank you very much for the first thumbs up of the evening, and let's see and hope that we can get some more before the end of the stream here. We do appreciate that. So yeah, we're getting near to our 500th subscriber rate, so that is great, fantastic news, and you should be able to hear Julian in just a moment. Yeah, I think you just need to get organized, Julian. So we'll be here until about 9 o'clock here, taking your comments here. Should you have any comments on any transport, like Gary did, talking about the train strike, should be over soon. Well, when you say over, what do you mean? Do you think they will put a stop to all this? That is the question. How are they going to do it? You know, are they going to make it a law so they don't do the train strikes? And let us know that thoughts on that. So it'd be interesting to get your thoughts on that. So we've had some poll answers now already. Yes, we've got 67% of you have said on the poll so far. It's getting very interesting. Should taxi firms reduce their prices as people are now using them due to the bus crisis? Yes, taxis, I do believe, should actually reduce. In fairness, you know, would buses do that, you know, just to get people on those buses? I'm sure taxis should do the same, because it is a sort of possible public transport sector, is it? Maybe, I don't know, if they're privatized or something like that. It'd be interesting to get people's view on that. Whereas everybody's views, they're all doing it online, but they're not coming up on here. That's the question. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Gary. Hopefully they'll get the train strike finished and sorted out as soon as possible. But yeah, hopefully, it's just always a hope, but we can always hope things, but of course it's whether things will succeed. That hope is the main thing.
Hello, welcome.
Hello, welcome.
I've just joined you.
Okay, yeah.
Fruit plum.
I'm not going to ask you what your say is, because it might be a wrong opinion.
Could be.
It could be. So,
can
of
you
course,
hear me in the background?
I'm sure everyone can hear you, Julian. So, yeah, only 33% of you say no, it should not be reduced. But I want to know from those people why it shouldn't be reduced. I want to know their answer of why it shouldn't be reduced. So yeah, come out and tell us why. What is your reason for saying no at this moment of time? Wasn't you that said no, was it, Judah?
No,
It certainly wasn't.
not everyone's got a lot of money.
Well, the thing is, I know they've got a lot of road tax and things like that. Do you know, of course, one thing very important to know about, a friend of mine got a taxi worth £40, nearly £42 actually, just for going one way from Cambridge to Bury St Edmunds, okay? That's £41 to go in that direction. And it's pretty much the same, according to one taxi driver we had this evening, because we had to get a taxi this evening, because we have to rely on that, because we never know when the buses are going up to Millfields Way. But never mind all about that. But, of course, they told me if I wanted to get a taxi to Cambridge, it's going to cost about 40 quid one way. So if you got a return taxi, it'll be £80 one way. Well, of course, a millionaire could afford that. We can't. But no, no, I don't think many people, even the working class, can't even afford that. So that is a bit of a disappointment, isn't it? I would say on that note. So yeah, I was already talking about the poorly designed bus route rolled out into the town, which started, of course, on the 31st of October, and already every day flooded of complaints. It's just completely madness, isn't it? And just to reassure people, they will not get a changed bus route until January at some point, but we don't know the actual official change date in January, but we have been told it's January. That's what most drivers are now telling us, but they don't know any more inside information other than that. So yeah, tell us your opinion if you are in the vicinity, or do you have a bus route in your own area that is causing havoc at the moment. So we'd like to hear from not just the Havel 13 or the 131, which has been on the news. Well, it hasn't been on any news station. I do think, of course, if those people are sort of ranting out there, just get onto GB News, because GB News is part of Great Britain, and they will be delighted to hear that kind of news. They would go, shame on this company. They would probably say that rather than me. But yeah, I feel like saying it, but I'm not allowed to. So yeah, we have to be very careful what we say. So yeah, we don't want to make it political, but of course we would like the public to come forward to us and tell us their opinion. Thank you for watching, by the way, wherever you're watching. It's very, very kind of you for tuning in. We do have our moderators in place wherever possible. So there we have it. So thank you very much, by the way, to all the people that have joined us on our own groups.
Watching from, or
let us know where you're watching from and what you're watching on. It'd be nice to hear from that. Yeah, talking about transport, of course, I've seen some of the videos that we were waiting for a train last night coming back from Peterborough. And, of course, the train was delayed. We were told that if it's delayed and not coming up with cancel after a certain period of time, it's likely that the train is going to turn up. That's from Peterborough, but I don't know what elsewhere is like. But, yeah, maybe the same on all aspects. And, of course, another thing to note is that, of course, I was in the middle of the train coming back from Peterborough. I heard the announcement, but at the front of the train, you could not hear one thing of the announcer, you know, as it was delayed anyway, and it was going at a speed restriction throughout March and Ely and back to Cambridge, that kind of thing. But eventually the train did turn up, and we were thankful for that. It was about 34 minutes late coming from Peterborough. A beautiful strawberry lush is in the house.
Well, it's coming up late on
in the chat as well.
It's coming up later on my phone.
Okay, good evening to you all. Oh, it's now changed the poll of the 50-50 basis. 50% of you want, of course, reduced fares from taxis you know, due to the bus crisis. So yeah, that's very, very good. And hello to you. And our moderator is here in the chat, of course, making sure
Well, I haven't
everything's
got a moderator,
running
not in my chat.
smoothly. Making sure that things are running smoothly. So let's see if we can get some more thumbs up. And of course, I did tell people the news earlier about the poorly designed bus route change rolled out in Haverhill. So maybe I can read this out again because it'll help me to read out. It comes from this article here from the Haverhill Echo. And that's one of our favourite bus drivers there. That's Gary and I think Matt there, I think. Of course, yes, we are good. Thank you very much, beautiful Strawberry Lush. Hope you are well as well. Don't forget your tablets tomorrow. It have to be tomorrow because we went to the pharmacy earlier at the Well Pharmacy. That's what it's called, and of course they know best. Anyway, yes, you know what tablets I'm talking about. So. Yeah, anyway, yeah, about this bus route here, because I'm going off the rails here, going off the rails. Oh dear, I've got my silly hat on here, really. It's a bit like Gary's hat there, if you can see that.
Strawberry Lush.
Yeah, exactly. Check out her channel, by the way.
It's not a crush, is it?
She uploaded a lot of transport videos regarding trains. So that's good. Trains, here it comes. Whether it's delayed or not, we still get to our destination.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, can anyone hear Julian very well on his microphone?
Just say yes if you can hear me.
Yeah, give us a yes if you can hear us.
You say no if you can't.
There you go. Bus routes are complicated at the moment, according to beautiful Strawberry
It's
Lush.
coming on late on my phone. So,
That's all right. I'm getting it on my laptop and on Julian's phone. We've got
we are
lovely
but
equipment
it's later.
here. We've got spare equipment. We've got lots of things. It's great.
It's coming later on
So
my
much
phone.
easier to read your phone like that, Julian. It really is. If you don't know, he's got it down like that. Look. So yeah,
you can see it.
how beautiful. Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear Julian as well. That's what I was asking. So yeah, this article
You can't
here.
say no.
I think, of course, yeah, I was saying to everyone that I think if everyone's screaming out for some changes, definitely contact the Dan Wootton Show on GB News. Some people say GBN News, but of course it's GB News, Great Britain News, which of course launched halfway through the pandemic a few years back. When that Andrew somebody, I can't remember his name, who left actually the channel, but of course he kicked it off. But of course, if anybody is oh, you can hear both of us, that's good. So if anybody has pure concerns about, of course, the bus routes, cram your emails to GB News and get it on the Dan Wootton Show. I'm sure he will be infuriated about that. Of course, we don't want to turn it into a politics channel, but of course, we're here to ask people's opinion of their views. Some people's views will be different to others. We can't really share our views, although, of course, we have some gut feeling what we want to say, but can't say, you know. So, of course, according to the article here, just in case you can't read the small print in the article here, and thank you very much for those people who are joining in. It's really, really good of you. And, of course, we appreciate that. And can we get some more thumbs up? That is what we would like to see as well.
Do subscribe
So,
for free.
This article reads, according to Camille Berryman. So, yes, you can contact the person if you want to put an article in the newspaper, the local Haverhill Echo, which is dated Thursday, the 3rd of November 2022.
I think you can get Haverhill Echo on your Facebook as well.
You can do, but of course most people like to do it the old-fashioned way because, you know, there's some elderly people out there. And that is what's confusing a lot of things about these buses as well. So the bus route changes in Haverhill have come under fire under some services were dropped and a poorly designed new route introduced changes which took effect on Sunday, which was obviously the 31st of October 2022. Stagecoach East has withdrawn its unsustainable X13, 13A, 13B and 13C services, while 13 services route have been revised to provide a direct and faster link between Haverhill and Cambridge. At the same time, the operator introduced a new hourly Haverhill Town service, the 131, to run Monday to Saturday. That's the 131, by the way. Happy New Year.
You're a bit early, yeah? Bit early, yeah?
Happy Christmas, first of all. So, yeah, I kept hearing Christmas stuff. Well, not actually Christmas music, but of course somebody's saying about Christmas lights in the train station, talking about train station areas. You know, I've got to promote that. I think it's on the 17th of November. There's going to be a Christmas switch on light. Should Touring With Us be there, actually, because Star Radio is going to be there, apparently, for the Christmas lights switch on. Should we all attend that? I think that's a pretty good idea. But yeah, anyway, yes, we're talking about the Haverhill Town service, which is the 131. Okay, that's the bus service of the 131 to run Monday to Saturday. As part of the changes, the 13 new route on the longer, or no longer actually, goes round. Yes, the new 13 route no longer goes round the southern part of Haverhill or along Howell Road, while the new 131 service or town service is basically a one-way service, according to the councillor John Burns. This is what he had to say, by the way. If you live, say, at Burton Road, or Burton End, actually, you need to catch the bus to Sainsbury's and changes, or stay on the bus to get to the town centre, which firstly will go around most of the town before getting there. A journey time from around about 30 to 40 minutes on what is possibly a 10-minute walk for most, said Councillor Burns, who feels the new circular route is poorly designed. This is what Stagecoach had to say, that it introduced the new timetables to reflect on a post-pandemic travel. It's the post-pandemic travel patterns, adding the bus use in the UK has only partially recovered since the pandemic. Of course, they go on to say they have been working to rebase local bus networks to take account of the changes in people's travel habits, lower passenger numbers, rising costs and Labour changes. And that's not, of course, the Labour Party, just Labour changes, I think it's referring to. This will ensure that they can provide a sustainable network that they hope can grow over the longer term. Of course, Stagecoach East spokesperson actually said they are pleased to be able to introduce the 131 service to serve Haverhill Town and have tried their utmost best to make this route as close as the old 13 town service as possible. Of course, they go on to say this as well, which is quite important to know about. They always try to make the journey time on their buses competitive with that of a car to ensure greater passenger numbers. The old 13 route acted as a town bus for Haverhill as well as the interurban link to Cambridge, which created a very long journey time. They managed to reduce the journey time from Cambridge to Haverhill by roughly 15 minutes with a new 131 bus route.
Hello to Kay Payne in the chat.
Okay, hello to Kay Payne as well. Very good evening to you all. And of course, finally, they go on to say they are committed to the communities and, of course, they serve and always welcome customer feedback to improve their network. Good luck to that.
Someone said fireworks.
Fireworks? What's fireworks? Got to do with transport? I don't know, unless you're travelling to a firework display. Apparently,
or the transport is a bit fireworks at the moment.
Apparently, I heard on Star Radio today earlier, because they have it on in Greg's sometimes, and I do listen to it. That's why I like going to Greg's sometimes. I do like that the fact that they have a radio one. I don't know what radio station it is, but they seem to play a lot of old kind of music, which is quite nice, and modern stuff as well. But yeah, I happened to listen to the point of Cambridge, because they mentioned Cambridge. You can actually get advertisement of Cambridge when you're in Haverhill, but of course they did try a Haverhill FM once in Haverhill. It'd be nice to start up a radio station in Haverhill, but yeah, whether it work or not I don't know, but of course, yeah, people would have to travel to it, wouldn't they? But anyway, anyway, sorry to make people laugh on that. No, seriously, on a finer point on that, yeah, I was happening to listen to Star Radio regarding, of course, the firework displays in the area of Cambridge. I think it's on Midsummer Commons that they have got the fireworks back there, and of course I think a few years back they didn't have any fireworks display. Apparently Soham and Ely have got a firework display. I don't know much about that.
What's that
That's what they tell us. What
am I saying?
Okay, slow down it when you're reading and speaking. Thank you very much for that advice. I think we've all got to learn that advice. Yeah, it's because it's in small print and it's not easy to read. That is the reason. Thank you very much. I'll take a note of that in the future. So, yeah. Read your messages. I have read my messages. Thank you very much. Am I going too quick for you? That's what it is.
Who's got a bald head?
So, did you understand any of that? For those people who didn't understand, of course, okay, just for those people and those people switching on, okay, is anyone else having a problem with listening to what I'm saying? You know, do let us know.
Who want me to say?
So basically, what Stagecoach is saying, okay, if I say it in a slower tone, does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't.
According to children.
Well, it might do. I don't know.
Of course, they have been working, okay, I'm trying to say it as slow as possible, with, well, unless... I'm making a hazard of it. And it's the first show, isn't it? So
Mastermind, yeah. Mastermind special.
So basically, they have working to rebase local bus networks to take account of changes in people's travel habits, lower passenger numbers, and rising costs and labour challenges. This will ensure that they can provide a sustainable network that we can hope can grow over the longer term. They go on to say that Stagecoach said this, of course, from a spokesperson. We are pleased to be able to introduce the new 131 service to serve Haverhill Town and have tried their best to make this route as close as the old 13 town service as possible. Okay, and the other bit of the article, okay, just in case anyone missed that totally, is that thumbs up? Is that cool drinks? I don't know what that is, but I don't know what you mean. There you go. No one thought I was an actor, but I might consider it one day.
Oh, God.
Do you think I can make X Factor?
Oh, please. Or
I'm a celebrity.
Oh, I am absolutely...
I'm a celebrity. I don't want to go there.
Grieving.
So, yeah. I'm not going down that path.
Oh, no.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Let's go
So, bus route changes in Haverhill have come under fire after some services were dropped and a poorly designed new route introduced changes which took an effect from Sunday, which was the 31st of November 2022. Julian's putting me off, that's what it is.
I think I better start reading.
Stagecoach East has withdrawn its unsustainable X13, 13A, 13B, and 13C services, while the 13 services route has been revised to provide a direct and faster link between Haverhill and Cambridge. At the same time, the operator has introduced a new hourly Haverhill Town bus service, the 131, to run Monday to Saturday. Okay, which doesn't run on Sunday. At the same time, I've read that. As part of the changes, the new 13 route no longer goes round the southern part of the Haverhill or along Howe Road, while the new 131 town service is basically a one-way service. Remember where you heard that? According to Town Councillor John Burns. This is what he had to say. Of course, if you live, say, at Burton End, you need to catch the bus to, not Cambridge, but Sainsbury's and change or stay on the bus to get to the town centre, which firstly will go around most of the town before getting there. A journey time which takes about 30 to 40 minutes. At the most, of course, it's possibly about 10-minute walk, okay, for most people. Okay, that's what Councillor Burns said, who feels the new circular route is poorly designed. Okay, this is what Stagecoach East had to say, just in case for those people switching on, to reflect post-pandemic travel patterns. Bus use in the UK has only partly sort of recovered since the pandemic. So there you go. I read the other bit, so there you go. I'm not doing any more reading today because, you know, I need to have a bigger lot of letters because I can't read small letters too often. I don't think I can make it as a news reader. But, of course, yes, because they have an auto cue, don't they? And they might have bigger letters, I don't know. I've just been yazooed. By the way, I travelled down to, of course, the town. Obviously, got a taxi service. How much did it cost us, June, to get up the road to where we had to go?
Nearly £5.
Nearly £5 to get to Chalkston. But yeah, it was amazing journey. But of course, apparently that taxi man said that I said this earlier, £40 to get from Haverhill to Cambridge, as well as Cambridge to Bury.
£36 to the station.
£36 to the train station, but if you want to go further into the city centre, it's going to cost you an extra £16, or less than that, £14,
or a bit more.
or more. Actually, it's £4. Actually, you were right the first time. But yeah, it was amazing.
Correct.
So yeah. Where are people watching today? Are they watching in Beresford Evans? Are they watching in, of course, Peterborough? Are they watching in Cambridge? Do let us know.
Are they watching in Strawberries?
So, yeah, we'll probably put another poll up and maybe have Julian talking for a bit. See if you can talk slower than me.
Me. I don't know about that.
Both you are cheeky, somebody said. I don't know who said that, but yeah. Who said that we're cheeky? I can't believe you said that.
We're called the Cheeky Brothers.
Are we really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Who got a nice burger meal yesterday? It wasn't a pizza, bro. I forgot that. I forgot all about that. I do forget. My memory goes like soup. But yeah, next time we go to Peterborough, when we travel to Peterborough, we'll sort out a pizza, bro. Pizza, bro, pizza, get it? It's a joke, you know.
Someone's cheesed off.
Mm.
Someone's not cheesed off.
Absolutely. Cheeky Brothers. Oh, no. Really?
Someone has to spoil it.
Well, don't forget your tablets.
Right, 2 weeks.
Have you got a pill, Julian?
I think someone needs a bill.
Yeah. We're not very much appealing, are we? But anyway, never mind that. I'm only joking. We're only joking. Just a light-hearted joke. for your Friday evening. The gateway to your weekend, by the way. Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? The gateway to the weekend opens here. And seriously, it is your government health warning.
Why keep your fluids up? It's got nothing to do with transport, is it?
Just watching what was on my laptop earlier. I don't know if anyone's seen that over there. There's a video of a train. Look at that. Watch. Can anyone watch that?
Who recorded that?
It's somewhere there. Somewhere there. Oh, who's that?
Was that me, Owen? Hello.
Some twerp.
Oh, it's me.
Sorry, I had to say that.
I'm on.
Oh,
I'm on.
where are you?
I'm
You
on.
disappeared.
I'm on.
Well, actually, as we're having a break between the show right now, we're nearly finished actually, but of course we might stay on for a little bit. But of course, talk us through your nice and relaxing show, which normally goes out on a Monday.
Right, my nice relaxing show. It's just simple. It's about 4 or 5 hymns and 2 voluntaries or 3 voluntaries. Now, it's either a Monday or Tuesday, but which do you prefer? Do you prefer a Monday or Tuesday, or quiet evening on a Monday, or would you prefer a Tuesday when everyone comes on? I prefer when everyone comes on, but I mean, that's my view. So I get viewers, but that's what it is. It's a kind of Christian music, of classical music, played on the U50 organ. Technics organ, which I've got at the moment. It's a half 2 manual organ with a half a pedal board, plastic pedal board. So you only get half a note of pedal board. You only get 3 pedal stops to that. So so it's mostly tab organ on the U50 organ. So it's mainly a classical hymns, hers, whatever you call it. Long as they're out of copyright for about 70 odd years. We can be able to play them without any train strikes. Well, it's not train strikes, but it's similar, but it's not. But it's other strikes, but different strikes, which shouldn't be a case, but it seems to be a case to some people. So, bearing in mind, I have to play music which is roughly about 70 years old, and like, for instance, Spark, like I did last time. That it will be miles out of copyright, so there's 200 years history, or maybe more. That kind of hymn. If anyone's got a hymn they would like, we can play it. If it's a Christmas one, we'll leave till Christmas time. If it's an Advent one that you know, like
and we don't charge for it either.
No, we don't charge for it.
Like some sort of channels do.
No, we have to wait until a bit higher.
But if you want to give us a donation for the show, that's fair enough. And it goes towards touring with us, by the way. No,
that's fine. No, for instance, if you want an Advent hymn, it'd be like "Lo, He Comes, a Cloud Descending." That's another one. "Come Emmanuel," that'd be another one. So that is Advent. We're going again by the sections. Now on Sunday it's All Souls Day. That's going to be difficult because I'm going to have to choose music, which is All Souls. I'm going to have to find out in my hymn book, which is easier. You have to have a hymn book. It tells you all the list of hymns.
Can I just interrupt you? Okay, just finish what you're saying for a minute. Yeah, okay. Just about anyone that's could be anyone that's got this medication that they have to take if you are suffering from mental health here. Just very quickly, I'll say this. For anyone suffering from mental health right now, I just went to my local pharmacy. Some people know it, and I did travel and walk down towards it before I got my taxi back. So yes, it's relevant to the transport show. So very quickly, I'll just mention this. Of course, I went into the pharmacy because I had to get my sort of medication. Although I'm not really keen on getting medication these days, but for anyone that does have to do it with no choice, like I do, I would suggest if you take a certain, I don't know how it's pronounced, but of course there's a certain tablet you take which help with mental health. It's a long word beginning with C, and of course, if I announce it, it will sound completely wrong. Okay, so for those people with that tablet, I know they are watching right now. Make sure you take it at night for 2 weeks, according to the local pharmacist. If you don't believe me, go and ask him yourself, because he actually told me. And of course, yeah, he's a Polish guy, very nice, kind guy as well, who runs that sort of place there. That's it. Citalopram. That's it. Anyone that needs to take those tablets will need to take it for 2 weeks to see how they go at night. Not in the morning, but don't take one if you've already taken one today. So start off tomorrow, and that will help you sleep for the night. And of course, it will be a lot more comfortable for you rather than sleeping during the day.
Yeah,
and how much better you'll feel. And of course, do it for 2 weeks, see how you get on, then start doing it in the morning. I think that's what he said, to find out the actual fact. Go and ask him yourself, because he's a great guy, and hopefully you will catch the Polish guy. Consultant, yeah. That's it. And he's been there for quite some time, and he's been helping Giuliano out greatly. So that's fantastic news. I went and got mine today, but yeah, I'm not going to go into details of my personal life on air, but yeah, I don't want to go off the rails. So another thing that, of course, is concerning, going off the rails, when we was waiting for that delayed train last night, you were there, beautiful Strawberry, Lars, and of course you made us be patient, which was a great thing, because we were thinking about God at that time, which people need to get together at this moment of time that we are talking now. This is just to wrap up here, because we are sort of on overtime here.
I just want to finish up.
Yeah, no, hang on.
A couple of seconds. Go, you go
yeah.
first.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Is it important?
Well, to do with the show anyway.
Well, your show.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. Just wrap that up in just a moment.
Yeah, advertising.
Hold the thought.
Hold the thought.
Yeah, it's basically at 8 o'clock on a Monday.
Monday or Tuesday.
Depending. But yeah, okay. We need to get together at this moment in time. Everybody's seeming to moan about the services of the buses here. It's not always the bus driver's fault. They are told to do what they are told to by the gaffer, as they called it, and of course they are trying to do their jobs. When I work as as I might do at some point, because one person watching now knows exactly what I mean. Go back to the Edge Cafe, working as I would say, because I volunteered to do it for a little while, and I might go back to it at the Edge, working as a pot washer, as they call it. Seems like an old-fashioned kind of job, but of course anyone could do it. Whether you're male or female or that kind of thing. But, you're told to do what you are instructed to do by the manager. I know, of course, some things can be a bit frustrated. People leave things for you, leave problems for you, like they leave plates beforehand, for example. There's always sort of issues that you have with, work as a whole, because I've done it myself. I've been there, done it, got the T-shirt. Okay, apart from the touring with us one, but yeah, which is what we are looking to do at some point. But yeah, so of course it's not always the bus driver's fault. Happy early Christmas. That is more better. Thank you very much indeed, and very much a special happy Christmas to you. Wait to see your surprise of your present coming soon. We'll talk about that soon when we do our Q&A. It'll be more fun when we do that. And hopefully we'll get a chance to do a Q&A. Perhaps we'll do one tomorrow after the football. We'll think about that and see if we can do a catch-up Q&A. If anybody watching now is interested in watching that tomorrow, and hopefully we'll do one about the same time. It'd be nice to get you all coming on that show. It'd be very, very nice of you, and the same lot of you watching now, if we can, or even more possibly. But we've spoken to a lot of people. I spoke to an Irish guy yesterday. Was it Michael, wasn't it, something like that?
Yeah.
Anisha, Nash, that's it. And I think they had a little bit of a discussion about the price of a bus. from Cambridge with a bus driver. I won't mention any names of bus drivers right now, but yeah, I don't think they were very happy when they walked off the bus. It wasn't with us, but yeah, hello to them anyway. And I hope they have their system resolved, because of course it's very important to know that, of course, in January, very key to know, they are reducing the prices of a return fare. I think it's going to be a day rider, as they call it. Or, yeah, I think it's a day rider.
Day Rider Plus.
Because I was used to town riders back in the day.
Day Rider Plus, what do
It might be Day Rider Plus, and it's reducing to £2 in January. We don't know when or the date of the official tweak of the timetables are going to be. We don't know how improved they're going to be. We don't know that yet. But all we know is that it's going to be reduced dramatically from January to March, according to one bus driver who spoke to us today. And of course, it's a regular bus driver. That's all we can say for now. It's one that's actually on the Echo page. I don't know what you've done with it, Julian, but yeah. Is it there? Is it that one? Yeah. It's that bus driver there. I can't mention any names, but yeah, there's two of them there. There's one with the bag there, but there you go. That's the driver that told me. So yeah, make sure that you're aware of that and spread the happiness on that one. Let's get together and just really, I would say, just stick together at this time. And if anybody here wants a taxi from the bus station to Millfields Way or going up in that area, come and let us know, and we'll sort of chip in, and the more people that use the taxi at the moment as it stands, that's what we got to do. We've got to get around all this system here. And because Strawberry said a very, very good point on the local news, the Havel Local News group site there, because we've also got another group called the People's Group, by the way. That is run by all of us, by the way, and not affiliated with Touring With Us, but we do promote Touring With Us. But like I say, on the Havel Local News, as she quite rightly said, of course, everyone should stop moaning, because there is a reason behind that. I'm sure it says somewhere, and I'm sure it's right advice about that. More people moan. It's okay to have a little bit of a rant and a moan, but of course, if you do it too often, it is unhealthy. Okay, so yeah, you don't really need to be a doctor to know that. It'd be online. I'm sure it's a fact out there. I'm sure all the doctors will agree on that. So yeah, does anyone want a Yazoo?
Yeah, I was gonna.
I had a job trying to find it in the local Iceland earlier.
Whoa.
I think I started to get cold in Iceland because they thought I was going on holiday to Iceland, right? And I ended up getting frozen to death. But
cold feet. Well,
somebody thought that was really funny.
Yeah, can I finish off the
No, you can't. Hi, everyone, from our moderator. The only moderator, apart from Julian, that is in. Sometimes we do have the other moderators in, and I always thank them for coming on tonight. And, of course, Nikki Gibbs is one, Scott Smart, Kim Smith from America. She comes in now and again. So we've got loads of moderators now. But if you do want to become a moderator, I think it's a voluntary sort of job. But at the moment, unless you're on good behaviour, on goodwill, and we're able to afford you to do it on a regular basis, but right, you've got to be on the screen on our lives all the time.
Now, can I finish what I was going to say before you bang on something else? Now, to clarify,
I was just falling asleep then.
I'll start off with I'm not Megan's Madison Mastermind Special. I'll start where I finish. Now, Tuesday or Monday, 8 o'clock, round about that time. Now, on the chat, you can watch it live. You could watch it, highlights. You can comment on.
Thank you very much.
Really love for that. Feel free to chat on any music that you would like, or organ voluntaries that you might have seen or you might have heard on another YouTube There is another YouTuber that's more exciting than I am, but he's got a full versatile organ in his loft somewhere, in his home somewhere in Sussex or something like that. He's a bit more upmarket than me. I would take advice of that one as well, if you're interested in that as well. He does near enough the same thing, but he does requests, and he's got a bit more higher class than his chats on there. So they get donated from different people that donate for a hymn request or something. He does 5 hymns or whatever. He might put in a voluntary. You have to set up. He's got 4 different screens. It's not all about me, and it's all about this bloke. Check him out. It's a beauty in the sound. His name is Richard McVeigh, and I give him a shout out as well on here as well. He probably doesn't know me as well, but he has played up in. He has done a
Strawberry. I've heard of that.
Yeah, he has done a version on the Bury St Edmunds Cathedral, which is very hard to get on at the moment. At the hard times we're having, that's unfortunately
Okay.
Some bad news there, but I have to keep going on my organ at home. So if you do come on the chat before, I have a little itch on my head. That's a scratching thought there. Now, if you want to chat on there, you can do it. It's not, if you want to come up on there and say hello and say, I'm from such and such. Okay. I've heard your music, or I can hear you sound like that, or
by the way,
blah blah blah, and then you can chat freely on the line, and we'll check it out as we go along. So
okay, cool.
Normally it's about 5 or 4 hymns and 2 or 3 voluntaries. So so do check it out when we do a live. Don't be shy, frightened to come up. I mean, it's not Fright Night. Don't be shy to come on and say hello. It's only a show of organ.
Can I just interrupt you on that show that you're talking about here, as it's relevant to your show? I do a lot of commentaries behind the screen, behind the scenes, if you like, as well. And you'll hear my voice quite a lot, and of course you'll hear Julian talking as well, as he plays the music, if he can talk and play at the same time. And you'll see me introducing the show as well. So I partly help him out, and I encourage him to do a bit more confidence, to do the organ thing. So yes, I just got your comment about that, Strawberry. Thank you very much for that. Yes, I do know what a TK Maxx shop is. Apparently somebody's going to take me there. That sounds very like a nice option to do. I'll have a look. I'm quite happy to look around and do some shopping.
Yeah, there is a TK Maxx in Cambridge as well as Bury, I presume. There may be one in Yarmouth, I don't know. I think there may be, but I'm not sure. It's a few pound non-shops, but I'm not sure if we mentioned them. But I mean, not one in Havel.
And as we're on overtime, we'll stay on for a little longer here, because it is the first show. I don't know if we're going to do it always like this, but it'd be nice to get some more reaction as well. For the next poll here, which is up on the screen here, it's a good job I got my laptop today. It's a question of where do you travel the most? We need some answers on that. Of course, you've got towns, cities, seaside resorts, and villages. And not many people would say villages. Can you
pick 2 or just one?
I think it's just one.
Right.
I know people might have multiple choices. Come and say if you have a multiple choice here. TK Maxx shop. I've never been there in a while, Nick. I think there's loads in every towns and cities talking about that. Perhaps we'll talk about this subject a bit more on another show, because it does involve travel in a sense here. As a whole, I don't want to say my personal situation right now, but of course I want to ask, whether we could talk about this further, is because I have this issue where, of course, if you are a person that is suffering from mental health or or just wanting to get out of your house or something like that and to move on in life, this does require going to a place where you've got to have transport. If you get a place and you want to get out of your house, for example, supported living, and you need to be where transport is, that is the main key issue about moving out into a locational area. So yes, you know, I don't know what TK Maxx has got to do with what I'm saying, but never mind about that. But yeah.
What are you saying?
Okay, we'll be going to shops to travel. Somebody's making me and forcing me to go to shops, which I don't mind doing actually.
That's a shop.
You know, as long as I know that I'm going to shops, perhaps we'll do a video specifically travelling around shops. You know, I don't know if we're allowed to film in certain shops, but of course, you might get away with, you know, just filming certain things. You know, without
I'm not sure
filming
about,
so
I'm not
much
sure
people.
About,
If it's our own people, we'll film each other. But of course, you know, it's just filming people looking around the shops, isn't it? And in some places like London, like Walk With Me Tim, who's got a substantial lot of subscribers, by the way, do check him out because he's got a lovely, good fish and chips review on that. You should try out Haven ones. I think.
What's everyone's favourite fish and chip place?
Well, actually, we'll talk about that in a minute. Actually, that's travelling as well. We'll talk about the poll in just a minute as well. What I would say is that he went into a shop in London and got told off for filming in there. So maybe London is a bit more stricter. And by the way, if you do travel to London, I have to stress, because I have been down there recently, down at Liverpool Street Station. Unfortunately, the Spoons down there was shut at the time I went down there, because I went to Braintree in the end. I just sodded after Braintree. Sorry about my language there, but it is after what I said, and I forgot the time. But no, seriously, I went down there, and of course, the sodding thing was actually, it was just closed, so that was no good. You know, I wanted to try it out, but of course, didn't have that much time anyway. But of course, maybe another time. Maybe I'll go with some people. But of course, I don't like staying in London too long. In my opinion, even if I was just going along normally, I just wouldn't literally go, in my personal opinion, too long on my own to London without people there. I wouldn't do it in just normal mode time. You know, I just wouldn't trust it, because you don't know who's around the corner. You know, you just got to look everywhere you go. You cannot rush ahead of things, thinking you know the area, and you know you could well be mugged, couldn't you, or something like that. But you know, it just wouldn't be suitable. But you know, I stayed in the local area where, of course, you got security over there. So security reasons in shops. What security reasons in shops when you visit or go inside the film? Yes, you might get away with it if you're just doing some of the items and just cutting in between. That's what I was hoping to do. There's a way of doing it that you can get around it. So, of course, if you're just showing an item very quickly, you know, as long as you don't mention the actual shop, perhaps we can't advertise it, advertise the shop, and to say, oh, there's a shop here in Bowes and Edmonds. Do try it out and find out what that shop is. Right. I don't know. Might be that. It might be a bit difficult to do.
What about travelling to sports shops?
Double check if you can film in certain shops with staff in the shops. Absolutely right. I think. Yes, a beautiful Strawberry Lush is absolutely spot on with that. Most things she is spot on with, but yeah. 99%. Well, actually, I'll say 120%.
What about travelling to sports shops? Travelling to sports
and most of you watching tonight as well.
Excuse me.
Have been absolutely fantastic. Yes. Yeah, what have you done? You said, excuse me. I said, what have you done?
Yeah, Nicolini.
Yeah, Nicolini. Juliana Plum, as in the fruit.
Yes, not the room
Not the
plum.
idiot version.
Not the big massive one.
Not the dingbat version.
No.
Dingbat is a bird, by the way.
What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to
This
say.
is a lush evening of entertainment that you won't get anywhere else. Unless GB News come up with
That's
it.
what I was going to say now. Can you remember what I was going to say?
I don't know. What was he going to say? Do remind us.
Oh, I can't remember now.
Well, it can't be that important.
What it was, and I forgot.
Never mind. It can't be that important.
Yeah.
It's not like this show. But yeah, where do you travel the most? Of course, the percentage is 50% in town. Cities
I know,
is nothing. No one's a city. What's that?
Hang on, Nick. Now, are we going to do we're travelling to sports shops?
Sports shops. Why
Yeah.
do you want to do that?
Well, because we haven't got one in our town.
What, you talking about filming it?
Not filming it.
No.
No, I mean, how do you? Where was the nearest sports shop? You know, that's travelling.
Yeah, what about it?
I'm just saying because we haven't got one in Haverhill.
No, we haven't got it. Does anyone here think we should have one in Haverhill?
A sports shop.
Well, I
We
live
did- we
near
did-
Haverhill, so yeah.
We did have.
Well, we live in Sturmer, Haverhill,
I'm afraid
so
our town is a bit of a ghost town.
we live in Sturmer, so yeah.
No, Sturm is Essex.
No, Sturmer is nearby, so
No,
yeah.
but it's Essex.
I don't care. I don't
No.
care. It's still Sturmer.
Well, no, we live near Clare.
Might as well say we live in Clare.
Yeah.
Who said we live in Clare?
I know someone does.
Well, I certainly don't live in Bury St Edmunds. I could say that as the nearest town.
Well, no,
But there you go.
that's the nearest town, yeah. Oh, big town.
By the way, talking about that, I will be travelling for touring with us. Definitely be going, and it hasn't been picked as a prize yet, or picked as a vote. And we'll be travelling, well, hopefully next week, all being well, to, of course, Bury St Edmunds. We're coming near you. Oh, watch out, Watchers of Illusion. We are coming there to welcome, if anyone remembers Nightmare for Dungeoneer.
Could be you.
Oh, nasty. Could be. Ha ha. Is your request for the cup over?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about
I've not much left of
the
this.
strikes on the train.
Does anyone want one, by the way?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the strikes on the train, Nick.
Travel, sports shops. Oh, God. Oh,
You might bottle it.
oh, dude, I've sweat myself.
Ah,
Not like that. No, it's just this. It just went all over the place.
So you got chocolate face.
So, yeah, the travel sports shops and other new shops being built. Yes, we could do that. Maybe we start in Bury St Edmunds. Ladies and gentlemen. Strikes on this train this month. Yes, thank you very much, news reporter.
I heard
You should do this more often.
No, hang on.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Hasn't it on the People's Group? It's only significant travel.
What do you mean, Julian?
Well, I think they've
Explain.
cancelled it.
Do tell.
I think they've cancelled it, but
They haven't cancelled it.
Yeah, but they've cancelled it because of I don't know, for something to do November the 5th or something like that. It's only up to about 6:30.
Right,
Not
okay.
in the evening.
So if you're travelling to London on Sunday, is it Sunday one of the strikes?
On the 5th of November.
Oh, it's the 5th of November. That's bonfire night, isn't it?
Probably tomorrow.
That's great, isn't it?
I look at the people, the ones I showed you,
Right, okay.
and I'll tell you.
Somebody sent me a darts request.
No, we don't want darts. I want to get bullseye.
I actually like the real thing.
Oh.
Actually, we could do that tomorrow, John.
No,
So, yeah, we're
not going to play darts. No. No, I'm not
We
travelling
could
all
actually
the
do
way
the
from
Q&A in a different location tomorrow. I don't know if it's feasible to do it. It's a location that we could actually do it, a different one rather than where we are now. But yeah, hopefully a little bit warmer, John.
Oh, yeah.
It's possible we could do it there, though. You know, where I spoke about.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Where's that thing in it?
Well, I've got the opening times of I'll talk about that now. Opening times of the Greggs in Haverhill. It's 7 o'clock till 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday. And on Sunday, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Who's going to get to Greg's at 8 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. And 4 o'clock p.m. in the evening. So, yeah. What we've got? Oh, there you go. Cancelled train strike Saturday 5th and Monday the 7th and Wednesday the 9th of November. So, oh, all right, okay. No, it means that these are the strikes on. So there's a confusion there. It doesn't mean to say they cancelled the strikes. Someone said they should be stopping the strikes soon, but how are they going to do it? I don't know. If, of course, train drivers or someone that can actually stop that happening, I don't know whether they can fine them. I don't know what people are thinking now.
It's a reduced.
It's reduced services on Saturday and late start on Sunday due to short notice of cancellation. Okay. Check for updates about Monday. Avoid travelling on the Greater Anglia route trains on Saturday. Limited services available between 7 a.m. that's 7:30 a.m. and 6 to 6:30 p.m. only. Okay, so those are the times that you need to avoid travelling according to Greater Anglia. Okay, so yeah, and remember where you heard that as well. And bear in mind, of course, I have been told that in my earpiece, I've got a producer telling me that, of course, there is a reduced service still running on that day to London. So that is the only service. So basically, you can't get to Great Yarmouth from Cambridge to Great Yarmouth and Norwich on that day. But you can still somehow get to London. So that doesn't really make sense, does it? So there's hardly a strike going to London and in some aspects. So yeah, 5th of November, you are absolutely right, beautiful Strawberry Lush. And on the 2022 train strikes started.
I thought it was Strawberry Crush there.
What?
Strawberry Crush.
You'll be crushed in a minute with your football team of Liverpool FC.
Don't you?
You won't be travelling there either.
No, I'm not travelling.
So 50% of you said seaside resorts. Nobody has said villages or cities. Nobody likes cities because it's crammed up with traffic, probably. But yeah, it's an awful place.
Give it a go.
To travel. Give what a go, Jim.
Give it a go.
Yeah, as we know, the headline is poorly designed bus route change rolled out in town.
Headlines next.
13
headlines next.
Haverhill route to Cambridge. That is.
Headlines next.
Good night. No, it's not yet. Not quite. So we'll stay on for a little bit. So yeah, concussion on train strikes due to them sorting tracks or other things on the tracks. Also, they are extending the train platforms. Okay, so that's another reason why they may well go on strike. Not because they're going on strike, but yeah, there could be track problems. And of course, Strawberry likes to find out inside information about that. By the way, talking about inside information, I just want to mention, if you ever travel to Haverhill, by the way, this is related to travel, come down to Benny's of Haverhill. Strawberry has been there a couple of times for a saveloy and chips and maybe a bit of burger sauce on top. You can't go wrong. And cheese, yes, with a cheesy smile there. Look at that.
Cheesed off.
That's quite a nice look, isn't it? Yeah, that's my angry look. But anyway, I try to smile if I can. But no, yeah, Benny's of Haverhill. There was a nice server, a Greek server, who we've known for years. Spoke about passports. Apparently, you can get them for 60 quid online. That's what she told us. Don't ask if you don't believe me. But yeah, you can actually get passports to get to the other side of the country if you want to go abroad. That's quite useful to know that information. She's very good at inside information. Even spoke to Matt Hancock as well once. And said a few things about that. And of course, said about passports, what happens down there is that, of course, it's all sort of you go into what looks like probably one of those barriers of train barriers, and of course the train barriers. You have to put your train ticket in, but some of them have got, like swipe cards things and scan things, and you just scan it. And so it's a bit like that. That's what she described going into the next country like. And I asked her what the money is going on when you buy a passport. And the only thing she come up with is that it's probably going to the government. But yeah, probably going on printing and things like that. But apparently it's not a system where, of course, they guide it much. They might have like a security person like they do at barriers at trains. What they probably do is have one security guard on there just to make sure everything's running smoothly, like a computer, because you need some sort of human to sort out the faults of the things that may go wrong. And also, they've got a system where you just stamp your passport and off you go through, but they can read inside the computer. They know exactly who you are when you enter the country. I wonder how many people have got tracked, being, of course, illegal to come to the country. I wonder how many times they've actually detected it. So it'd be very interesting on that. We all need passports, or passports, as they say, to travel the world. Yes, absolutely right there, Strawberry. You are spot on with that. But only if you are going abroad.
If you're going for abroad for holiday or to do work, that might be different.
That's exactly right. So, yeah, I'm glad people turned up to watch us tonight, and especially about transport, which we can cover all bases on, whether it's bus or that kind of thing. Yes, you think passports or driving license can be used on ID. Right, okay. And another thing about licensing for scooters, of course, you do have to have a provisional license to drive one of those, and they are very dangerous according to bus drivers, for safety reasons. And of course, yes, you do have to have your eyes tested to drive a bus, depending on your age. As you age, of course, the more older you are, the more you have to have a medical, and it comes as part of the medical to drive a bus. So if anyone is interested in driving a bus, of course, as you get older, you would need to take a medical and have an eye test, because you'll need to see a number plate. So there you go. Transport is travelling. That's correct, by the way. So thank you very much for that. Electric scooters, you will need to have a driving license. Yes, thank you very much for finding out your research on that, doing your homework, helping out for touring with us, doing a fantastic job. Well done, moderator, tonight, and you're doing a fantastic job. So there you go. So yeah, the final result has come in of the where you travel the most. Maybe as more people get interested in our channel and our shows of the transport show, then of course, we might get some more interest in where people want us to go more often: towns, seaside resorts, and cities and villages. But nobody said any of those two tonight. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me. People are getting fed up with going to those places. But yeah, so that's what we'll probably work on, actually: towns and seaside resorts. Perhaps we'll go to one or two of them. There's Sheringham we have not yet been to. If you're watching in a replay, that is for our information as well. Cromer as well, that's another one. They're all ones that you can get on the train. Not the other word. I'm not going to say the other word. 4 thumbs up. Wow, thank you very much indeed.
So
Whoever done that, keep it all up.
I do beg your pardon, the yawn.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Do apologize for the yawn, because I've had a long day.
Got a song called Wah!
Ah!
By the way, is the signal okay on our 4G tonight?
Can anyone hear me?
You're not allowed to bring electric scooters on train transport or bus transport. By the way, if you use a bicycle or happen to have a bicycle on a bus or want to take one on a bus, you cannot do it unless you fold it up. So, something to bear that in
And
mind
if you're
also.
using a bike, and you have to put it at the front of the train.
Useful information. That is from our expertise watching right now as well. Yes, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to do this tonight, and
Some trains can get
it's-
very cramped.
it's made me confident. If we can get this confident every night, that would be absolutely fantastic. But life doesn't work like that, does it? As we well know. But
Still, never mind.
we'll get there in the end.
Stand by.
Yeah.
Put yourself on the hotspot.
By the way, I have got some funding. I won't say too much about it on there. I've got some funding for touring with us to put away. I can't say too much right now. It's a top secret. It's to do with games. Games we play each night. Sorry about that cough, by the way.
It's not called night.
Oh, by the way, you can get cough stuff. We travelled down to town for relevance to the travel channel as well. So yeah, we haven't got a travel channel, but of course it's a essential transport show. It's easy to say actually, isn't it? So yeah, it's an important one. That's why. So yeah, we went down to the Well pharmacy. It's called Well because they text you when your medication is through. And of course, that's a good thing as well. And it tells you if you've got sniffles as well. There's loads of things you can get to prevent colds happening. Okay, and this is what we've found out as well. There's tablets you can get. All this stuff that you can't get a COVID tablet. I think you can. There are stuffs in, of course, pharmacies that you can actually buy. Obviously, they're making money out of it, but of course, I don't know if you can get it on prescription. I don't know, but of course,
You probably can't.
probably can't. Yeah, and you can get this special Vic stuff that you stuff up your nose. You don't actually stuff up your nose, but you can sniff it, and it's quite helpful actually. To be fair, on a serious note, I would get it. You can get OBAS as well. That's quite good. Don't want to sound like a medical profession, but of course I would say, try and hunt around for it at your local pharmacy for more information, and they'll be able to tell you about that. Go into your local pharmacy about certain things that you might not know about. It's very useful. So yeah, I would personally try that, and the stuff. I think it's a tablet, or is it some sort of mixture that you have? If you have any sort of stomach pains, or you have sort of kind of, pains anywhere, all that kind of stuff to prevent you getting any colds. So I hope that I can make it through Christmas without having one. And so far, touch wood, doing quite well. I'm warming myself up on the show doing that very thing, hopefully. But of course, with the cost of living crisis and what kind of thing, it's difficult to keep your heating on. But of course, yeah, we all have to get by it. We all have to help each other out at times of difficulty at this time, especially with transport. We all have to do that. Even the person that I said was an insider that gave us a lot of information about things, because she's worked with business a lot of times and been in this country for a long time. She's got a British passport, and her husband has got one as well, and they have been here for a long time, and they explained it all, how it works and all that kind of thing, and even offered, if we are stuck at Sainsbury's, for example, and offered a lift to Cambridge. So yeah, if you meet that person, I want to give a shout out to Eleanor there. So Eleanor is offered to give anyone a lift and jump in her car to go to Cambridge, just to help out at this difficult time,
But it's car sharing as well.
I would even offer money
yeah,
towards
yeah.
that. You know, not obviously a great deal, but of course, she might even offer
the
it
only
for
problem
nothing.
with-
But you don't know, do you?
The only problem with car sharing is
Yeah.
it could be an extra bit on road tax as well. So that's the only damn point on why they cut the buses down, because of the road tax. So put the cars back on the road and get
Strawberry, you've sent repeated messages. I know you're not a scammer or anything like that, but yeah, I'm trying to keep up with it. So you're not allowed to bring electric scooters on transport. We know that. You can't bring bikes on any bus travel and scooters. You will. Okay. Does that mean you can bring scooters on there but not bikes? I don't know, but of course. Yeah, you'll have to fold electric scooters up and take front shell if you are staying on a bus. Meant front shell on a bike, I mean. Okay, all right, okay. And wheel, I mean. Okay, and of course he says electric scooters get you from A to B. Yes, but of course you have to drive them very safely. But one bus driver did say they are dangerous as well. And I think you know what bus driver that was.
It could be.
I'm not allowed to mention any names, you know, because they could well be watching. And
Can you
I don't want to upset any.
Yeah,
you know, if I upset any bus drivers, I do
Can
apologise.
you mention what he says?
Because I get really, really stressed.
Yeah, can you mention what he says? Like whatever it is.
Eh?
Can you mention what he says?
Mention what he says. What about what?
Well, you know, goodbye. Over goodbye.
What, ta-ta?
Yeah.
Ta-ta. And they're all saying that, aren't they?
Ta-ta.
I said, can I get any money for my delay repay for waiting 34 minutes for that that train to arrive to Peterborough? And he said, ta-ta, you're not going to get any. No. So, yeah, that was due because, of course, somebody ran in front of a train, which was a bit naughty.
Don't even
attempt it. What a
there.
way to go. Even I said that to Eleanor as well,
Yes,
and
it might
she
be
said the same thing.
frustration for people. There's other ways of dealing with it.
Yeah.
You
But-
don't go around trying to stop the people are trying to wait to go on a train. That's bad.
And I remember that train instructor telling us that there was a train on its way. I was about he said it's about 75% chance it will turn up, and of course, unless you know me, I'm a liar. So yeah, that was an interesting one on that. But I was at the middle of the train. You know, I miss my friends, by the way. I do miss them. I have to say that.
I don't miss them.
I miss my besties. Yeah,
I don't.
besties.
It's quite.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. Well, actually, it's peaceful and Mistful as well. Mistful. That's a good name, isn't it? Mistful.
Yeah.
I do miss them at the same time as being quiet, so it's weird. But like I say, I was at the middle of the train, right? And I heard the announcer speak to me. So sit at the middle of the train. That's why I asked them to sit under. But they was ended up at the front. But
how do you know, Mr.
you would have heard the announcer saying, of course, at the end, you know, or even in the middle of the journey, saying we are having speed restrictions. I can't say the word.
How do you know?
Yeah, speed restrictions during the journey because it was just going slow. I don't know why it was going slow. Sometimes they do that.
How do you know
It's a signalling problem.
How do you know Tatar is German?
Tatar? No, it comes from London. It's Cockney. If you've heard of Cockney, that's London talk. It's like in a London accent. I was talking to on my travels past the Spoons today. I saw a lovely guy who actually has known us in the Drabbert Smock in Haverhill for a long time. I want to give him a shout out. It's called Daz, and he's a Liverpool FC fan. Give us a shout if you actually support Liverpool. Truthfully, come on. We want some Liverpool fans here. Travelling Liverpool fans coming down to Haverhill.
She thinks it's Italian and German. That's all.
Is it really? How do you know that?
How do you know? You can come on down.
You can't be serious.
The price is right.
You cannot be serious.
Cannot be serious. Let we move on.
Exactly. You're laughing at your television screen right now. Is the signal okay, by the way? We're on 4G. We're on 4G. Is it a lot better? Is it breaking up or anything like that? Is it perfectly fine. Well, it will break up if Julian
get nothing
knocks
for two in
the
bed.
stand here.
You get nothing in for two in bed.
Yeah, not in this game. Yeah, so let's see
Keep out
what.
the black and in the red.
Let's see what's hiding behind Bully. Do you want to consider a gamble?
Last gamble.
Yeah, finding out what's hiding behind Bully.
No.
I know Italian language. Italiano, ma pizza pepperoni,
Why would you like my cornetto?
Oh, I cannot do it. I cannot speak Cantonese
You
either.
cannot be serious. Oh, no.
Trust
no.
mate. Sorry, I swore there. But
I've never been.
don't stop swearing.
I've never been to Italy, by the way.
Don't stop swearing. I've got to tap you.
No, don't do that. Don't that's salt.
That is.
That's not pepper.
Might get away with it.
No, we're not going to do that. No,
As long as I don't get a fine for it.
No, we can't do that. No.
Anyway, oh yes, there's something else to mention as well. A reinforcement officer came up to me and said they saw my YouTubing, and that was in Haverhill somewhere, looking around the high street somewhere, just outside Greg's apparently. And if he's watching now, big shout out to you. I don't know what your name was, but of course, he came up to me and said between 10 and 4, is it?
Yeah.
Something like that. I did write it down somewhere, but of course, between 10 and 4, of course, do not park on the double yellow line just outside Greg's all the way down the high street, because you'll get a fine unless you've got a disability badge. Okay? And I'm sure he's going to give me thumbs up for that, for that mention. So that's the reinforcement. Is it reinforcement officer?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. They will not nick you, by the way. They look like policemen, but they're actually not. So, yeah, you'll see them walking around. Actually, I did see a couple walking around looking for someone down at the high street. So I hope they found the person, because I did hear someone shouting. I don't know who it was, though, but they were looking for someone. But, yeah.
They're looking for coppers.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's what he earns.
Making sure Haverhill's a safer place. But, yeah, I did hear, if anyone wants to travel to Haverhill, they will be delighted to know this news here, that the council are putting some money in helping to improve Haverhill. How are they going to do that? Apparently, they've told us in the newspaper they've put a substantial amount of money helping improving Haverhill.
What we do need for transport is these boards, bus boards.
Yeah, the bus boards are nothing to do with the company. There's nothing to do with it.
No, not
nothing to do with it.
No,
Nothing to do with the company.
Cancel it.
No, we do need them in our own bus station, and some of the Cambridge drivers are stopping at Haverhill stop, which is confusing a lot of passengers as well. So yeah, it's only what passengers give us feedback as well. Perhaps we'd like to interview passengers if they'd like to come on our shows, and we'll do a video put together. I don't know.
Well,
or live.
Sometimes in trains, they so that might alter a platform. So, there's been an alteration with a train platform. Can you go to platform 5 or platform 3 and so on?
I'm drunk on Yazoo. Improve Haverhill bus station, somebody said. Good idea. Thank you, Strawberry, for that.
I think most of our money is going to Bury.
Yes. Yeah, well, you look at Haverhill bus station compared to Sudbury station. That is the worst bus station you can ever go. If you remember the Beeston's
we're
bus,
lucky to have
went
one.
through Glensford. Remember that?
Yeah.
And Clare, and Stoke by Clare, whatever you like to call it.
We are lucky to have one because...
I'd like to go to Clare one day.
Hang on. Southern Walden haven't got a bus station. They've only got bus stops.
No, it's just a high street. If you remember that, I took you up there on the Central Connect.
I saw
a Central Connect.
All to the end, by the way.
I saw a Central Connect.
You can get a
literally go past the Dravot Smock this evening.
A railway station all to the end. That's the railway station there.
And one of our
Cambridge
members of the public that we knew,
or down the south,
who actually, said to us, he just looked at the Central Connect and thought, "What's that doing going up there?" Perhaps it's the late Saffron Walden bus, but actually Central Connect
Yes, we do need that.
have got a late bus coming back from Saffron
We
Walden.
do need that. We've got funding.
I think that they do need another late service going to Saffron Walden from Haverhill, because that would connect to all the end and that would get you to Cambridge. So has anyone thought of that as well? It'd be an excellent idea.
Yes, we do need that. As
Long
well.
shelters with more seating. Yes, of course, that'd be a great idea. Thank you for the answers here. Yes, your message just come up there. It comes up quicker on the laptop here. I don't know why that is, but yeah, maybe the laptops are quicker. Even though I'm on Sky Wi-Fi on here and 4G on here, so obviously Sky Wi-Fi is quicker than 4G. I don't know how that works out, but
because Haverhill is expanding,
I can't get 4G in
we need
Greggs.
that. Haverhill is expanding with the site Haverhill housing site over the Shortson area coming up as well.
This is for Strawberry.
So we do need something sorted out. Otherwise, it'll be a ghost town. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. It's just opinion. It's just what as I speak. I'm not saying it's bad or it's good. It just needs a little bit of improvement. That's all.
Right, okay, we've got about 10 minutes left. And we will
10 minutes of the show left, and running.
I think there's going to be a repeat of my show tonight, because you know, I've had too much time to be able to do one show this week. So of course the new one probably might go out tomorrow.
10 minutes before we
I'll have to do a special mix of the dance mix here to get you all in the mood for a party. Yes, using this little equipment just down here. Look, can you see it here? And if you swivel around, you'll see I've got a PlayStation somewhere. Don't know if anyone can see that. Yeah, it's just there. Sorry, I just need to tidy things up a little bit. But yeah, I'm not in supported living, so yeah. But we've had two choices of that. We've had to think about that one without giving too much away. So there you go. I'm not saying nothing else. But yeah, we're in a studio here in Great Yarmouth.
Great clear.
Make a longer joint bus station in Haverhill. How are we going to do that? You've got all these solutions, but how are we going to do that? Are you actually going to tell the council this? I think you could be Councillor Strawberry. But there you go. Anyone want to vote for that? Councillor Strawberry tonight. I think we should bring back the old thing that we did for Tory with us many years ago, where we brought the start of the show. Shall we bring that back? You know, I nominate someone from the chat that comes up on and says hi to us, and I say to them, this is the start of the show tonight. So I've got to hand it to our moderator tonight of Strawberry Lush. Beautiful Strawberry Lush, actually.
Was it called beautiful?
I just say, was it called beautiful? Don't ask me that.
It could be ugly.
Oh, Julia, behave yourself, otherwise you'll get a whack. Something was brewing up, but yeah, that was your beer that you bought. You actually bought. You went to Iceland today. You travelled to Iceland, right? Okay. He went down there and saw a burger, and he was budgeting, right? That word budgeting, a very key word. Very. Maybe we should do a budget show. That'd be good.
I think we should do a key word. I think we should do a key word if everyone comes up with it.
I should do that as a last poll tonight. Anyone think that we should do a budget show? That'd be a great idea, wouldn't it? The budget show, which means we talk about budget stuff, you know.
Not the Burke show.
But yeah. The reason why I say that is because Julian went into Iceland today. He got cold. He got cold in there. That was because of the freezers and the white kind of thing. So, yes. We went in there and Julian bought this beer. I can't mention the company that know what it is. Oh, we were reconnecting then. Sorry, we went off air for a second there. We were bluffing there. But apologies about that. It was just reconnecting. It's weird. But sometimes it does that. We can only apologise. So, yeah. we try and get that back as soon as possible. We just have to reset our streams. But no, yeah, that beer, we'll say beer. I don't know where you got that from, but yeah, that beer, 4 cans beer, and I can't say for advertising reasons what it was, but we all know what it is. It's the green colour ones, and of course, he got a bargain for it. He got £1 reduced, and they last until next year. I looked at the sell-by date as well. That's another thing that we can talk about in the budget show, and it'd be great for someone to come on and have a chat with us on one of our shows. And the only way to do that is by using StreamYard. I know the quality is not as good as it is now, but with 4G, it's probably a little bit better than my Sky Wi-Fi, if you know what I'm saying. So we can do it, but of course we have to do it using 4G, on StreamYard. So if you want to be a guest, let us know and come and have a chat with us about it. It'd be nice to hear from you before I cough up. So, yes, you are right. It is the right beer. You got that right. I've got a bit of sore throat, yeah. No, actually, oh, yes, I could actually drink that. I wonder where I got that from. Any guesses where I got that from? Who bought me that recently?
Who travelled it?
What?
Where did you travel to get it?
Where did I travel to get that? Anyone want to know? I think Julian's got the answer. Julian's got the answer to everything.
I don't know.
I think he has, even relationships. Never mind about that. This is not a relationship show. What are you talking about? That's what Dan Wootton was saying. A relationship show. I'm from New Zealand. You can't do a relationship show. Not on this channel. You probably won't get that. So yeah, speak to the government or government being, of course, the council. I would have thought, because they are baby governments. If you didn't know that before, but of course, Hazeltown Council. I couldn't read it for a second there. I'll read the screen, I think, because I get fed up. I can't catch up with it on here. It just disappears off the screen.
You stupid plonker.
Yeah, I think somebody's got the right answer to the bottle. Yeah, you recognise it then, do you? You actually recognise it. Wow. Speak to the government or council or town council to see what they have to say or speak out around Havel. Well, we need everybody's help for that. Would you like to go and speak to them? Yeah, I would nominate Strawberry to do that.
Would you
I think she's got the confidence to do that. She went and had the confidence to speak to a train assistant, then walked back to us and said, I don't know what to say. But yeah, leave it to the experts.
Whoa.
Do you think I've got the confidence to do it? I went to the train driver and he told me you won't get your money back. Oh, well, never mind. Yeah. Well, they say delay repay after 15 minutes of your journey. You should get your money back or part of it. You won't get your full fare back, but you will get half of it if they do, unless they bugger that up. Sorry, I swore there, but apparently bugger is not a swear word.
Well, it's
well, it can. I think it's a bit dodgy, but yeah, I'm not going to say it again. But yeah.
Has she got the bottle?
So you've got the bottle. Yeah, confidence, laughing out loud. Yeah, you got a bottle of water from Strawberry. Yes. So I nominate the star of the show. It's got to be, of course, Strawberry. The star of the show returns back. Maybe I should bring the mystery year on the coin back as well. Going back to the pandemic times, when we were really entertaining people. We need to see that sort of momentum back.
Now, hang on, Nick. If everyone supports football teams, well, I always say they all got their own problems. Everyone goes,
Nick,
whoa!
How's my water? A lot better now. It's gone through my mouth and melted it.
Oh, please.
Thank you very much for telling me that. That's very, very sweet.
Stand by.
Do stand by. Yeah, we're not finished yet. We've got the Union Jackass and the Greatest Britain coming up. Then headliners up next, and then the weather's coming out.
And the transport.
Yeah, they haven't got a transport show on GB News. Or no other news station.
They haven't got sports.
By the way, don't believe what you hear on the BBC. They never tell you about transport either. Not like localized stuff, and not even the BBC Look East. They don't even talk about it really. They might say a little bit about it, to be fair, but they don't talk about it properly though. They don't really give a monkey's really.
You got to not look at the faults.
Never look at the faults in life. That's what people are doing with this transport system. They're looking at the faults and not getting with the solution to come around all this. This is the time, as I said to June, to come together. Everybody needs to help each other out. Like that, Eleanor has offered to help during difficult times, and we know we are getting through that stage where it's all difficult to travel and get out and about. But she's offered people. I don't know whether she wants a fee for it, but I would offer it if she was to offer a lift to Cambridge, because we've got the funding to be able to do it, fortunately, and thanks to our Touring With Us fund, and all donations that we have received go towards our equipment and transport fees, things like that. None of it really goes to our pockets, not on that note. If it does, we reimburse it, and of course, yes, it has to be used only for a life-saving emergency, which we had to do recently. But of course, apart from that, of course, it goes on transport, keeping us going, like body petrol or diesel, what we call it. But yeah, a lot of drivers think it's a situation where it's not just the thing of Russia. I don't like to talk about that too often, but of course, about 5% of our diesel never comes from Russia anyway.
What we got on here?
Okay, we have to time that out. Spamming here. Please do not spam the channel. Let's put this user on. Just remove the comments and ban it.
No, you can't have that on there.
Report unwanted spam. Yeah, sounds like that. So there you go. That's been timed out.
This is not a relationship show, I'm afraid.
No,
it's a transport. It's just a transport show.
We didn't mention about relationship, but yeah. Somebody has just come up there. I don't know if anyone saw that, by the way, including our moderator. Did you see that?
Yes,
Strawberry?
she did. Yes, she told them to leave the group.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's going to happen from time to time. And of course, we time them out very quickly. And there's a tool on the side for those people who want to learn to be a moderator. And it says go to the channel, report it, and it's a sort of right click, go to channel, report it, put user on timeout, hide user from the channel, which is what I'll do now. In actual fact, so the messages will be hidden now.
Yeah, if anyone spams the channel, they have to get
Yeah,
or say anything vulgar or anything rude or anything problematic.
obviously, when we get more
You get 3
subscribers,
chances on
we
your
will
out.
have to do a system where, of course, only subscribers only, which basically means that each person that subscribes has to wait at least. I think you have to wait at least 15 minutes. It depends what we set it to go before you actually subscribe to the channel. So you have to be a subscriber to be able to comment on the channel. If we set that, of course, in the future, something I'll discuss with our meeting team, which we'll probably do next week at some point. Spam, our channels will be deleted or taken out of the good. Good job, by the way. Taken out of the
Not
group.
allowed to come on the group, really. It's not.
Yeah, thank you very much, moderator. You're doing your job very correctly, and that is how it works. Of course, you've learnt from Walk With Me team how they do it as well. So do watch that as well. How do they moderate other famous people as well? Because, of course, famous people are targeted as well, which is a shame in this world. Shame on you. But there you go. So we have to No, tackle online issues like that wherever you travel around the world, and you have to just look where you're going in this world. This is part of the travel show as well. I know we've been going on for a long time today, but of course it is a special. Maybe we'll do a 2 hour show next time as well. But of course, I have to thank our moderators, or just one moderator. Well, Julian is the moderator tonight as well. I did it quickly as well because I'm also the moderator of the group. Exactly. So you've done very, very a good thing, and I like the way you said. Also, I'm talking about our moderator said the same thing on the local news. He actually said the word in a different way other than "shut up." But you actually said, of course, stop moaning, which, of course, is very bad for your health if you moan too much. So, very helpful, beautiful Strawberry Lush, which has her own account, and will have to moderate her channel when she gets more subscribers as well. And I will do my utmost best to help you out on that channel as well. As I will become a moderator, you can actually make me one now if you want. If you know how to do it, once you know how to do it as well, and once the chat comes up as well, because if you remember, of course, I remember certain channels were able to go live, but I think you have to have a number of viewers. More viewers you get, or have a certain amount of subscribers. You don't have to necessarily get to 1K to get to go live. I was surprised that we got to go live quite early. Maybe we got a lot of views or something like that. If we get a lot of views, of course, we'll probably get that super chat thing as well. And that's not come up on the channel yet. You can't really see it on the screen. But, of course, yeah, like I say, when we do get to 1K, it probably will start happening on that. That will be a completely different thing altogether. You'll be then able to donate to us a lot easier. But if you want to do it the other way, the easiest way to do it is GoFundMe and PayPal at this moment of time. But we'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for watching as well. Thank you all for comments. Thanks the moderator, or thanks to the moderators, of course, myself. Can I thank myself?
Yeah,
which is Nicolini Orange, and Giuliano Plum, which is the fruit, not anything else, which you might find a bit
not the last
odd.
one.
And a beautiful Strawberry Lush as well for doing a fantastic job. That definitely deserves a meal. But yeah, she is my top list of priority at all times.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your support. She's done an amazing job. I know she's done a lot, and we have done a lot for you as well. So we sort of share it in a way. We have fun.
You can share your travel expenditures as well.
How is the water? She asked earlier. It is fine, thank you very much. Enough said on that. So shall I say any more things before we go?
Before we get to
Before we exit here. Exit with haste. So yeah, a lot of posts are going on our page at the moment. I don't want to turn it into a Q&A, but I just wanted to mention that. A lot of posts are going on to our Havel page that we're doing quite well on that. Which is
I hear a bus going up top here, Nick.
Really?
Yeah, I've had
Oh, that's odd.
Couple of ones.
Well, tonight?
Yeah, coming up Shenton Road.
1 minute they are, 1 minute they're not.
I think they're up and down. I mean, I don't know what they're playing at.
Very, very confusing.
I think it's depending on the driver as well.
That's something people should know about as well. So there you go.
Been interesting what we have been saying. Absolutely, Strawberry Lust. I agree with you 100%. If you keep that up, you could be on a winner. No messing about.
By the way, I just wanted to tell you some breaking news here from Walk With Me Tim. We have met him in person. There's nothing wrong with the guy at all whatsoever. He's not gone ill or anything like that. It's not really that bad. But of course, he says, "Hey everyone on his group, anyone asking you to message them on Telegram IS, it's not him. Please do not fall for this. My account on YouTube will be verified with a tick. Hopefully YouTube will fix this bot issue soon." Okay, just to let everyone know that it's a scammer on Walk With Me Tim's site talking about that kind of thing. So there's going to be a lot of that about. Unfortunately, that is just the way the world is, you know. And sometimes Facebook don't even kind of like do anything about things. The only way you can do it is just to report it. Even action fraud, which is what you do to report crimes and that, don't actually do anything really. You can just report it, but of course there's a tool you can use on Facebook which you can report it if you're traveling around. And what else to say? Just one more latest breaking news. I have to say, my actual father told me this earlier today, that of course be aware of TikTok. Okay, anyone watching this now, is very essential. TikTok has some you know, spammers inside it that will check your information out. It is true story, by the way. I know there's a lot of people that like TikTok. I'm not sort of condoning that at all whatsoever. But what I'm saying is being very, very careful, because there's some scammers on there, and it belongs to China, TikTok, and they are already doing it with the UK government, with of course the latest Prime Minister that left us, which was what was that, Elizabeth Truss, I think, and hacked into her information, and they're trying to spy on certain locations. Find out the facts of that, because my dad found out about it, and of course it's something to be very, very wary about.
We know that crimes are bad. Yes, they are very bad.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't use TikTok. Be careful, because there is a lot of scammers. You know, people click on things, and it's just yeah. We are on TikTok. We don't use it very often, but yeah, we're talking with us. But of course, be careful if any user goes on there, because you could well be hacked by the Chinese government, you know, trying to look into your personal information. So, yeah, you do not want to be scammed at any time whatsoever. It's important to know about these issues before things happen. You know, things have been happening in the past. People have been scammed, and money has been taken out of people's accounts and things like that. So something to be aware of with TikTok, you know. And it is true, the BBC never tell you this, but of course GB News probably will, and they have been doing for quite some time throughout the whole pandemic, that of course TikTok is a Chinese-based product. And of course the news has told us on that side of the coin that they possibly have been spying through the accounts.
Do any crime.
Just be very, very aware of that.
Don't ever do it again. You'll get caught. If you get
just be careful.
So I don't know why
crimes are bad. He's absolutely right. Yeah, it's absolutely terrible what is going on that. You know, yeah, they are absolutely. There you go. It's been interesting for what I have been saying.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you are right.
Don't push your luck on crimes. You never.
Scammers are not real. Yes, you're absolutely right. Just be very, very aware. I'm not just talking about you, Strawberry, because I know you use TikTok a lot and you know you love it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, basically that's why I said I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying that, of course, it's basically something to be very, very aware of, because they do tell you on GB News. It's definitely worth checking out that side of the story. I do think that GB News should be on Wetherspoon's news channel. Does anyone think that when they travel to the Spoons, we're talking about travelling again, I'll very quickly just wrap this up now. Yeah, because we are out of time here. We've gone over our time too many times, but it doesn't matter. No, this is a special tonight, and hopefully we'll do a Q&A probably this late tomorrow. But seriously, yeah. I think, does anyone here think that, of course, it would be a good idea to have a varied kind of news channel on the channel, even if it was Fox News from America or something like that, or GB News? It doesn't really matter because Fox News is also on YouTube as well. They talk about the different sides of the stories of things that the other mainstream sort of don't talk about, if you know what I mean. So there's two sides of the story. We need to have a bit of mixture of both. So 1 minute you might have BBC and you might have GB News on the other channel as well, for those people who want to watch that. So you could have two screens. They do it in football, don't they? If you go to the Earl of Derby in Cambridge, if you ever travel there, do check that place out. I know it's very expensive for a lot of people that are watching now. It's a very expensive place to go into, but it's very lush to go in a lush atmosphere. I've got to say, you are getting what you pay for. But of course, when you go into that area, you've got one screen watching Manchester United game, which is fair enough, and you've got Liverpool on another channel, and you could have Southampton on another channel as well. But never mind that. But yeah, they don't even put Cambridge United, which is a hometown of home game. They should actually broadcast their own city ground, but do they care about Cambridge United?
No.
It doesn't make sense on that, really. But and it's not to condone any of the big teams out there, but it's nice to have a local team on there as well. Perhaps I'll take you, beautiful Strawberry, to Cambridge United so you can explore and promote them a bit more. But yeah, that would be a nice idea. By the way, their hot dogs are lush, I've got to say. But yeah, at half time. But when it's full time, you don't go to the burger store. That's game over. But there you go. But so yeah, Earl of Derby, for example, do that. Whereas you've got two games of football on a Champions League night. So you've got two games on a Champions League night. Okay, June's trying to put me off. So yeah, don't put me off, otherwise I'll tap your shoulder.
Oh.
Yes, I'll tap it where it hurts in a minute. But yeah. So yeah, seriously, so that would be a good idea. So what are people thinking now? Would they like that in a Spoons? For example, if a pub is to do that, you got one side doing one football team and one side doing another match, that kind of thing, so Man United on one channel and Liverpool on another channel, Chelsea on another channel. And sometimes they do that at the Rose and Crown in Haverhill. If you ever go to the Rose and Crown in Haverhill, it's a lush hotel of Haverhill. And they do need to tweak a little bit of things in there. I won't say that right now because I haven't stayed the night there. I'd like to, though. I know I live in Haverhill and that, but it would be nice to stay the night there and do a video of touring with us there. But like I say, I hear it's quite haunted. I won't say too much about that, but down in the cellar, we hear lots of stories. But yeah, don't know how true it is, but I never believe it until I see it. But there you go. I'm sort of open-minded myself, but yeah, I won't turn it into a spooky program. Halloween's just gone, by the way. There's still some Halloween stuff, by the way, in Iceland. And nobody's bought it, but there you go. That's spooky, isn't it? But never mind that. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. I don't know who to write to in terms of that, whether it's the head office of Wetherspoons, which is based in Watford. I've actually met Tim Martin, the chairman of Wetherspoons. It'd be nice to do that because tell them about our reviews of spoons each time we visit one, especially at the Draper's Arms and the College Arms in Peterborough, if you remember that. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, come on. Yeah, you remember that yesterday? So, yeah. Who doesn't remember that? But, yeah, there's one you haven't actually been to, which is not far from Peterborough, in Whittlesea, which is a little small town, and it's called the George Hotel. You might have to walk to it, and yeah, it might be a cold walk, but preferably it's better to walk in the summer up there. It's quite a nice little area. It's quite a chill out, peaceful area. It's just beautiful to go to. It's quite lush. You travel there by train, I think, from Peterborough. You have to go to Peterborough, then go to Whittlesea. That's how you do it. Okay, so it's quite relevant to the channel here. So there we have it. That, my Always With Friend, is just about it for the show for tonight. I'm afraid it's end of story for now. It's a good way to end the show, isn't it? With an end of story. We turn the page and go to the other direction soon.
Stay safe.
And remember, we are the show that hopefully never ends.
Stay safe and do what you like tonight. And,
Exactly. Thanks to our moderators tonight, and
Strawberry.
hopefully you, thanks to beautiful Strawberry Lush, and thank you so much to everyone that stuck by tonight. Can't believe we've had people staying on to listen to what we have to say. This is what we want each time on our channel. Obviously, to stay with the one you're on, because it's very key that you do that.
Same with the music show. If you keep
Just enjoy it, even to the end. We normally do an hour, so
roughly about an hour. Yeah,
that's about enough, and so don't need to, worry about that. It's not too long. So yeah.
So there you have it. This is our transport end. So don't fly off in a plane.
Actually, I might do this poll very quickly. I forgot about this.
Very quick poll.
So congratulations to our star of the show. It's got to be a beautiful Strawberry Lush. Thumbs up to you. Come on, give us a thumbs up back in that favour. Come on.
Wouldn't it be ever?
Are you still watching there, a Strawberry? When we're going to do a live walk, of course, what you need to do is come on there and make sure you've got some Wi-Fi in the area at the time. I might even give you a month free to test this out, so that you can actually walk around and, of course, check where I am. And you'll not be able to, you won't just be able to do that. You'll be able to make sure everything's running smoothly on the chat, like you have been doing tonight. So my last question. So what is it going to be? Have I forgotten it?
Fish and chip shop?
No, it wasn't that. It was something to do with.
Has anyone got a favourite fish and chip shop where they've travelled? That could be one.
Yeah.
We don't want to copy somebody else, but it's just an idea. That doesn't have to be a restaurant. It can be
I should write this down and remember next time.
Well, next time
I can't think of it right now, but yeah. I'll think of it properly when I'm off air. That's always the way, isn't it?
Never mind. We'll move it to another.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something to do. I can't think right now. It's just gone off my head. Gone over my head, as they say. Anyone like my
what vehicle would you like to travel on?
my lawnmower head?
What vehicle would you like to travel on?
What vehicle? That's a good question, isn't it?
The most popular vehicle.
So yeah, was it to do? What's that?
Is it a bus? Is it a bulldozer? That's what we call a sleeping bull.
Yeah.
The show never ends. It will end in just a shake, so don't worry about that. You can't think of the poll.
I just can't think of it. I've just been pole positioned at the moment. So yes, it's gone right over my head.
Well, I'll leave it for tonight. So if you can't think of it, tough.
Yeah, I'll probably think about it. But yeah, of course, our thanks to our moderators. We've thanked them so many times. But hopefully we'll have a meeting soon for the touring with us. If you're still watching, come and say hello. If you're still watching, we're talking to beautiful Strawberry Lush. Are you still there? Should probably come on in a minute.
Hurry up and put a comment on. Do put a comment on there, a good one, a clean one, not a bad one. You won't have the bad ones.
No.
They'll be timed out.
Absolutely.
Well, we give them three times out, and then you're chucked out of the group.
Yeah.
3 strikes and you're out. You're gone.
Oh, that was it. Mm-hmm. That was it. I remembered it.
Oh,
it's come just at the last minute.
Last minute in stoppages. It's called ninja time. You have 8 minutes of stoppages. Sounds like to me. We've had a lot of sausages now, haven't we?
Yeah, let's see if we can get this before we go.
Whoa, I'm getting
It's
cold
a
now.
simple yes or no answer. So we like to keep things very simple here. And I actually remembered it. I can't believe that. So, yeah. So, would anyone like a budget show?
Oh,
A budget show.
oh,
Budget. Anyone Probably not getting any answer. There's no answer so far. Would anyone like a budget show for touring your show? Talking about budget stuff, seriously, I'm not joking. No joking. Yeah, don't try this at home.
Don't bother.
There you go.
Who would like a budget show? Come on,
Don't try this at
hands
home.
up, hands up, own up, own up. If you're guilty, own up. If you're not, don't do it. Don't bother.
So there you go. Oh, look, fell asleep.
Oh,
okay. Oh wow. So yeah. So somebody said. Did you say that, Jonathan?
no, I didn't.
No. You've got the poll up there.
Yes.
You got. Who wants to be a millionaire? It's like your Chris Tarrant, isn't it? Wazza! When you phone a friend. So yeah, anyone thought of doing that? By the way. So yeah, okay, budget group.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, but do you mean as in the show?
Budget? No, a budget. No, not group. A budget. No, a budget on the show. A budget show.
Yeah, I'm talking about a show thing, talking about budget stuff. So of
Not
course,
group.
I presume it was you that said 100% there.
I
That'd be
did
nice.
I did put in there, just for strawberry.
Obviously, we don't want this channel to just be about us. I know it's not. I know it seems to be about us, but if anybody does want to volunteer to do a show,
Can we
and
have
we
some
can
ideas?
actually arrange it,
Can we have some
and we'll
ideas?
meet you in person, and we'll make sure that you're
If
able to do the
everyone's
job.
If everyone's on the chat, if we got 5 people on the chat,
Well, it's
you need
us
to
that
come
have
and
the
say
last
hello,
say.
and you can say who you are, the name on the chat.
You could do a group and a budget on the group. Oh, okay.
Right, that's just something to think about. But
Haven't we got enough groups?
yes, I think that might.
Not unless you want to change the people group into a budget group.
It might be too much on a budget group, but at this stage, I would think we'll do a budget show.
And see how it goes.
First.
If the viewers plummet, go down.
It might be a bit. Ooh, I don't know. We'd have to think about that one.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll let you know on that one. It's a tricky one. We may not be able to do it. We may.
It depends. It depends on the audience figures as well.
It's a tricky
You
one.
won't
We don't
know
want
until
too
you
many
try it
minutes.
out. It's a bit like a shop, if you've got nothing, like no content on the shop, but nothing to eat in the shop, of course nobody would go in it, would they? It'd be an empty shop. A bit like Henderson's in Haverhill, that does need a shop as well. Apparently, USA, the USA restaurant is closed. If anyone knows about that, let us know in the comments. In Haverhill, the USA restaurant. I've never been in there in my entire life, and not for a long time in there. The 66 American Diner.
No, I think at this
budget
stage
group.
No, I think
Budget group change.
no.
Name change to budget group.
No, I don't think.
People's group. That's entirely up to you. Because it's not really affiliated to touring with us. So if she wants to call it a budget group for the future, because we've got quite a few groups that we can continue to do other stuff. So yeah, if it's to do with budget and it relates to the fares that are going to be reduced to £2 on the buses in January. Okay, something to note for the future. Bus drivers are telling us it's going to be reduced in January, the Hayville 13 to Cambridge, so people can get on those buses. And a town representative, or just
Councillor?
no, it's not that. Not the right word. It was a town a member of the public went up to us and said, "Oh, that'd be interesting. More people on the bus." Call the people group, change the name. Right, okay, that sounds like something I can agree with. So yeah, that is not to do with touring with us. So of course, Strawberry is allowed to say what she wants to say on that one. So it's her group as well as our group on that one. But anything touring with us has to go through us. Seems fair, doesn't it? Because we founded it. So we all founded the people group. So of course we had, of course, friends group that we once before. We also had a relationship group which didn't work, but of course I won't go into details.
What was the reason? What was the reason for a budget group? What's the reason for a budget
I
group?
just thought of it myself, you know. So only one person has said yes, no one has said no, so we just go ahead with it. We'll put that on the people's group. And would anyone like to do it? Yes or no? You know, maybe we do that poll on that group as well. So that's the final poll. That's the first probably time you've seen polls tonight. I'm able to do that because I'm using my laptop. Thanks to my Dell laptop, okay, I'm able to do that on the laptop. I'm not able to do that on my phone. I don't even think iPhones are suitable for that.
Right, ladies and gentlemen.
I might even get an iPhone 13 one day.
I think we are out of time, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to find out the price of that.
And behave yourself.
So anyone donate, we'll get one. And we get one for the channel. So anyone that donates or wants to donate, we'll get an iPhone 13 for the channel. How about that?
Subscribe
we'll
for
go
free.
One ahead of Strawberry's one.
If you have already subscribed, don't bother. But if you subscribe,
might be a bit expensive. Actually,
it's not a description. It's not. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. Just hit that.
What's that? Yeah, anyone, of course, is new to us and not seen us before, and just watched us for the first time, because you could well be one of those people. Even if you're watching on replay, come and subscribe to us free of charge. It doesn't cost you one penny. It's a bit like going on Netflix, of course, where you sort of subscribe to the channel, but you have to pay a monthly fee, but you choose if you want to watch it or not. So it's very similar to that. And whereas, of course, we kindly ask it if you have any support that you'd like to give us. I say support, it sounds better, doesn't it, rather than the other word. You know, I don't want to sound like a charity, but we are a community project, by the way, not a charity. So yeah, because charity, you have to be registered by guarantee. You have to have a number as well, a bit like the Cambridge Organist Association. But of course, we might like to invite Strawberry Lush for that, so she can find out how a meeting works. Actually, it might be a good idea, but you have to stay very quiet in the meeting as well.
And you might have to pay.
Yeah, if you want to support the Cambridge Organist Association, you pay them maybe a tenner if you say you're a student or something like that. If you are a student. Other than that, it's £15.
But it's based in Cambridge, you know.
They let me have it because they think I'm a student still. So I won't say too much about that. That's the Cambridge Organist Association based in Cambridge,
to get to there,
and that'd be good. Yeah, you can get on the number 2 on a Saturday, and of course you can get on the number 2 bus. I've been up to Chesterton. The toilets are not very nice up there, but they're better than nothing. But yeah, if you're desperate, you just go. But yeah, they're not very good up in Chesterton. But the number 2 bus goes up there. And of course, you get to Chesterton Church and you get to possibly hear some people playing the organ. And you might want to take some videos down up there if you ask permission. You've got to ask permission because they're like that down there, you know. Just ask on the day. But yeah, if you get your permissions, because sometimes you have to ask to film in certain locations, you have to sort of be sneaky sometimes, but other times you have to get your permissions. And if you do it quickly sometimes, then you might get away with it, you know, like taking a picture. But yeah, have changed the name already. Okay, just put something to do with budget. I don't think Mr. Bean's relevant, although you can still keep that if you want. Yeah. It's up to you, but of course, I don't think we want to change the touring with us names at the moment because what we need him to follow what other people are doing. Always learn from what other people are doing, the professionals, because they know what they're doing. It's people like what we meet him and many other professionals out there. There's Jim Davison out there. There's so many people out there that are quite professional and worth watching. Okay, to learn what they do. And of course, that's the way I get my confidence from other professionals. I'm keeping the picture. Okay, do whatever you want. But yeah, on our picture, if you've got a picture that you'd like for Haverhill that you'd like us to put up, let us know, and then we'll change that. But we won't change the name. We'll keep it the same. We might have We Love Haverhill UK mugs coming up, but yeah, that'd be nice actually to do that. I want to do that actually. And start distributing out there, and any monies that we get from the merchandise will be going on the channel only. And of course, unfortunately, nothing will. Although, of course, we have to sometimes pay on a part-time basis. We have to do it on a part-time basis because, of course, it is sort of kind of self-employed in a way. But of course, if we have to pay people for extra time that they have to do, they will get a small little fee for their job. And of course, as you know, when you sometimes go on TV, you sometimes might get a little bit of royalty depending on how lucky you are. But yeah, not always the case. But there you go. There you go. Sometimes not on the case as well.
Okay, we're going to wrap this up now. And
just watching the train video. I might actually download that at some point. That'd be nice.
We're not going to finish yet, are we? Where are we going?
We're going on all night. No, we're not actually, but that's a lie, by the way. We're in Bury St Edmunds, ladies and gentlemen.
In cold Bury St Edmunds travelling.
Colchester we haven't been to because it would probably get cold over there.
Colchester.
Yeah. Been there many a times.
Right, it's one of the platforms on the Peterborough train. Well, we were waiting here. That's called the freight train, not the ghost train.
I'm trying to find a way of downloading the video onto my system. So once I've done that, I'm able then to download it onto my phone. So I can use the Video Leap software, which we'll talk a bit more about that in the Q&A tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be in a different location. We might do some live sports like we have done before and continue our coverage on that. And we'll have to use some electric Wi-Fi on that as well. That'd be nice. I can actually tell the Wi-Fi is actually connected to the Wi-Fi, and I can also tell on my screen it's got a green light showing that my charger is plugged in. How advanced is that? How beautiful is that? So, like I say, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for watching, including our moderator tonight. Wherever you may be, have yourself a truly wonderful rest of the weekend. We'll say good night to you all, and God bless, and we'll say it together, Julian, all together. Till next time. You nearly said it too early there. And Merry Christmas to you all early, and don't forget the 17th of November at the train station. Possibly we might be going to see the Christmas tree lights for the first time. I'd like to see something spectacular for a change. And it's at the train station in Cambridge, and Star Radio could be there, and beautiful Strawberry Lush could well be the first one to interview them. Whoa, wicked! So I'll get my cameras out for that one and possibly do a tour with us live. But we'll see what happens there. That would be quite interesting there, and have a cup of tea at Greg's and things like that. So wherever you may be for the rest of the weekend, you have yourself a nice weekend. From all of us here, myself, Nicolini and Giuliano, it's a good night, and it's end of story. Did I say end of story? Yes. Let's close the book. It's end of story for now. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Good night.
Ta-da.